Hello, everybody. I got home from work. I want to hit this live. There's lots to go through. Inchu, you know what? I just saw your post, the tag, and the COP27. Folks, that happened, and the nations involved in that are a bloc. And yes, the 27 nations, and there are other nations involved, Commonwealth nations, 55 members, and in 193 nations. So, are you all ready for this? I've said things have been a little quiet for me. I had a chaotic week, to say the least. I expected emails of the personal nature today, lots of stress, and guess what I get this morning? I get an email from the UN Secretary General. I'm invited for the debriefing of 54 Middle East, the United Arab Emirates, wealth of other ones. I'm just getting the list together. This is a UN voting bloc. A conglomerate of nations. Takes quite a bit to get invited to something like that. And I can tell you all, folks, it's real, it's legitimate. I've looked 3 times over. I can tell you, in fact, the Liberal Party of Canada, one Justin Trudeau, was scheduled, maybe not him, I'm not saying Justin Trudeau, but he's the Prime Minister. He sends the delegation that I assure you are all going to be Liberals with maybe official opposition Conservatives, selected by Pierre Poilievre, if it wasn't Pierre Poilievre himself. Now, folks, that all ended 12 hours ago. More than that now, I'm sorry. 16 hours ago. And I wasn't even following this. I wasn't. I was just shocked as I was thrown out by the UN Secretary General just on a whole bunch of climate issues and others. I was in a whole bunch, including once going to WEF, waiting years to get to that, not to join it, but to see what it's all about. And of course, I learned what it was all about. There's more than that. There's more of these groupings led by UK, USA's in a bunch. China runs some. Russia has their countries. I'm not in that one. This is outside of that. And yes, a lot of OPEC nations, Qatar, not small. And I want to be clear here what Justin Trudeau did 16 hours ago. Now, everybody knows about Iran. And I have told you over and over, and I provide posts and evidence. I show you Iran is making considerable amounts of money just in heavy crude alone under supposedly tremendous sanctions. But yet they're making $30 a barrel on average more than any Canadian heavy crude products. Doesn't matter if it's Western Canadian Select. Doesn't matter if it's Canadian crude going out to Illinois. Doesn't matter. We're not doing well at all. We're in fact doing the worst in the entire world. You can't find any heavy crude product doing as horrible for as long as Alberta, Western Canada oil. Doesn't matter. Not doing well at all. Super high grade synthetics, yes, but we're putting in tremendous to get to that. Now, all that aside, Qatar, heavy oil producer, folks, part of the United Arab Emirates, that bloc of countries, Middle East. Qatar, powerful oil producer, powerful country. Those people do very, very well. Now, this voting bloc of Middle East countries, some island countries, as well as the United Arab Emirates, Israel, everyone's there, okay? Non-traditional blocs that we're used to out west. I've taken the Liberals' place. I've applied before, never got in. Of course, how could I, right? Trudeau goes out, puts a tweet out now 16 hours ago, leaves it up for 12 hours, stating that he opposes Iran for sentencing 15,000 Iranians to death. The Iranian regime is to put all these people to death. He adamantly is against Iran, he says. The problem is, folks, it's a lie. It's fake news. UK propaganda, it's all out of the machine. A bunch of Canadian celebrities, I guess, for Canada, got on board with it. They pumped it out there, and it was a big, fat whopper of a lie. Canada, you're sunk. With a voting bloc that is exactly the same size as the Commonwealth voting bloc. Sunk. Done. That is quite the propaganda tweet, quite the fake news. Can you imagine me saying, oh yeah, this country just sentenced 15,000 people to death, and it's a complete lie. That's what your Prime Minister did 16 hours ago. For me, 10 hours ago, I took over for the spot of the Liberal Party of Canada and probably the official opposition. I've been invited to take their place. Did Alberta independence. I'm trying to do Canadian constitutionalism, address the Crown. I've done much on oil, much on OPEC, much on a lot. And now I'm looking at COP27 and the Canadian First Nation chiefs who actually went to that in the Western Bloc and basically got thrown out on their ass. Hear me out, folks. So I don't know, are they calling for Dave Bjorkman from Alberta independence? Are they calling for me for Canadian constitutionalism, destroying the Crown, we the people? Or are they calling me because of the genocide of the Canadian government and the tremendous work we've done on residential school genocide and much more? And then I see what Chief Teague just put out. Thank you, Incho. It's tremendous. It's tremendous. December 6th, I'm the Canadian who's going there. It's all for private sector industry here in Canada. And I'm going, not Justin Trudeau and his elected Liberals, and likely not the official opposition Conservatives. I get the spot. I get the spot. Whether people like it or not, that is the truth. Unbelievable opening of email. 54 other nations out of 193. How do you think Russia, USA, and China feel about those countries? Well, I can tell you, USA has their friends and even countries they've supported in the UN there. So USA is cool with this. Doesn't matter Republican or Democrat. Russians absolutely down with that. China absolutely down with that. So, folks, we're going to see December 26th. I'm going to be privy to that block and everything that goes on there, and I'll be able to interact. Pretty fantastic. Pretty cool. Just as cool as it was when I was live with Singapore and the Communist Party of China just a year and a half ago. Maybe a little bit more, actually. That was winter too. Yeah. Incredible. I don't know. It just happens. These things happen. It's tremendous. I look at that and yeah, it's a little over 3 weeks away. Pretty cool. Out of nowhere. A blunder by the Prime Minister, and I take the spot. Not bad for your average Joe Jane. That's it. That's my video. share, share, share. This is real, credible. I mean, I have the email, I have the Zoom link. It's not fake, it's real. I've been in lower tiers before, and I did have Antonio Guterres, try to charge me 500 and actually threw me out of Compact Migrant UN Sustainable Development. I was going through that, didn't like what I had to say to all those billionaires and major world corporates, but now it's a different kind of corporate in a private sector industry near and dear to my heart, as well as obviously the First Nations. I am not sure what I'm going to be privy to here, folks, but I'm probably likely the only Canadian on that stage. Fantastic. It's great. It's exciting. I will screenshot. I will share, like I do other ones I've done before. It's been a while since I've been to one. And like I said, the last one, it was basically throw him out of here. That whole UN Sustainable Development, the Commonwealth nation, corporates, tied to all this first class. This is an entirely different animal. And there are some large American companies there. I'm sure there's going to be some Canadian ones too. I don't know what invite or participation level they're going to have. I'm just going with it. It's a fantastic opportunity, and I'm going to get front row and center before the government of Canada. I think that's sweet, whether it's punishment, it's something they would be disgusted about. I don't care if they're thinking the independence, if they're thinking the constitutionalism, destroying the crown, or if it's just for the First Nations, thinking that this guy should be the one after that. I don't know. One or all three, or maybe it's just, hey Trudeau, this guy pisses you off quite a bit. The whole crown is pissed off at this guy. That's the guy we're going to take after what they just pulled. Monumental amount of propaganda and bull-face lying by our Prime Minister. He's deleted the tweet, but I mean busted for a grievous, serious, unfactual, pure piece of propaganda. Whether you like Iran or not, and I am not going to go there. I know what they did with the plane. Everyone knows how I feel. I made that post. We lost Edmontonians in that. That's all I'm going to say. We lost our citizens back home. A university professor was killed in that attack. I don't support any of that. But this block is huge, and it's a lot bigger than Iran. And obviously, where I'm going on this Zoom and who's hosting it is all tied directly to the Iranian regime. And it looks like they picked one Canadian that they're going to allow. So, you know what? They all went for it. They took it. And I'm going to take it. Let's just see what they have to say. I will share. So, amazing. Share. Get it out there. Average Joe beats the Liberals' ass. That's what's happened here. And Trudeau's flop, my benefit, I'll take it. And I will promise to disclose all of it to every single Canadian and First People as it is. If I get an opportunity to present truths of the First Peoples, the genocide, the Crown, the constitutional monarchy, how the subjects and savages fit in there, how we're not even constituted, what Canada really does. And I'll get into provincial constitutionalism if they want to know about Alberta independence and what companies go through here in Canada. I'm going to go through all of that. I will participate in full disclosure, full truth. Let's just see where UN votes go after this. You never know. That's it, guys. Share. Get it out there. It's fantastic. One man's blunder, another man's gain. And that's what happened. Our Prime Minister shit the bed, and I pick up the pieces. Take care. Bye now.